Hello, everybody. It's really wonderful to see you all here. Beautiful faces, beautiful spirits. It's really wonderful. My name is Pete Malinverni. I serve here as pianist and conductor, and I have done since 2009, which for me is just a great blessing. To be before people on a weekly basis that come with open hearts really means a lot to a musician. It's sadly rare enough, and so I'm very grateful to be here. Also to work with an incredible clergy team, the administration, support staff, the sound guys, who are pretty heavy, if you ask me. They do a great job. And I'm feeling like I should enunciate because the sound is so good, and I'll get caught if I lapse into my Western New Yorkese. Anyway, so this is our musical meditation, which we've been doing for several years now. And it's just so great because, as one would expect, whatever you do, if you come to this temple, you likely do it well. And sometimes people do two or three things really well. And that's what we're going to get an opportunity to witness today. We have some wonderful musicians who have lives outside of the music world, and we're going to present them to you. To kick it off, Dr. Rita Friedman is a clinical psychologist, and she's an author who has served the WRT community on the Temple Board, on the Racial Justice Committee, and the Lilith Salon. She is, I like to say that she's a sensitive, kind, and intelligent person, and she's a pianist, which is sort of a redundancy. As a piano player, I'll say that. So Rita will let you know what she's going to play, and I know I look very much forward to it. Rita Friedman.
Well, thank you, Pete. So I'm going to play a piece by Claude Debussy. It's popularly known as Clair de Lune in French, and it translates into moonlight. But when Debussy first wrote it, he called it something else. He said it was a stroll through a sentimental stroll. And I think this music invites us to take a little stroll through the moonlight and strolling through the quiet spaces between the notes. And I hope you'll be able to take that stroll.
Beautiful, beautiful. Really lovely. Next, we have a wonderful singer with whom I've just gotten the opportunity to play the first time today, and it felt like a well-fitting glove. She's a wonderful musician. Jill Weintraub has been a part of WRT for the past 6 years and is an active member of the Sharing Shabbat community. She's the lucky mom of 3 sons, Max, Jacob, and Noah Landis, and she's a practicing rheumatologist. So I'm going to get down to the piano now with arthritic abandon and we're going to go ahead and give you something, and Jill will tell you what she's going to sing.
It's an honor to be here. I'm going to sing a song called Lasha Kyopyanga. And the last time I sang it was with my teacher, my vocal teacher, whose name was Shoshana Shoshan, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But I wanted to say a few words about her because she was really something. She was born in Poland and then moved to what is now the state of Israel, but was not then as a child, and was a member of the original cast of the Israeli National Opera, and then got a scholarship to Juilliard, which brought her to New York, which was where she spent the rest of her time and where I met her. So I miss singing with her, and I'm happy to do this in her honor today.
La dura sol
Okay, so next is an old buddy who has taken part in this wonderful event many times, Mark Tartell. From 1996 to June 20, when he retired, he directed the high school concert and jazz bands, taught instrumental lessons to both middle and high school musicians, and taught digital music. He was an earlier adopter of that and was good for his students. Briarcliff High School Concert Band, which is he directed the Briarcliff High School Concert Band and recently earned 2 NISMA Gold with distinction ratings. He's a career changer. His professional life has spanned 3 careers. Got his bachelor's and master's at Juilliard and performed with the Mexican State Symphony as principal trombonist. After his orchestral career, he earned his MBA from Columbia, where he met his wife, Barbara. After Columbia, he pursued a career in advertising and marketing. Then when he went into education, he planned on becoming a high school band director, and he finally became one, but of course with different timing. That's the story of life. His first job in Briarcliff was teaching over 700 elementary and general music students at Todd School, and over time he became the high school teacher there. And I'm looking for the rest of what I have to say about you, which is really good stuff. Here it is. Okay, he commissioned Our Song by Bob Chillicothe and arranged Mozart's Magic Flute and Hans Kross's Brunderbar for young voices at the Todd School. After teaching using Orff and Kodály methods, he learned from colleagues at workshops. He wrote a grant for Yamaha Music and Education Keyboard Lab, which he received. And we shared stories at the time how much his students really gained from that. In 2014, in collaboration with his middle school principal, Susan Howard, and fellow teacher, Chris Melito, an old friend of mine, and with the support of a grant from Briarcliff Manor Education Foundation, he introduced a state-of-the-art digital music lab and curriculum that uses technology to teach composition to non-traditional music students. He's passionate about using technology to enhance musical learning for both his instrumental and non-traditional students. Mark performs as principal euphonium with the Westchester Symphonic Winds, and after raising 3 children, they recently resettled in White Plains, the Tartells did. When he's not teaching and performing, he enjoys working, and especially boxing, with friends, playing with his dog Rocky, good name for a boxer's dog, travel, golf, and exploring new technology. Mark, why don't you tell them what we're going to play?
We're going to play Solitary Prayer today by Marco Klutz. He's a composer from Luxembourg. He's written over 100 works for orchestra, concert bands, and winds. And today's piece starts with a very slow melody and euphonium, and then the theme is restated in the piano, and there's a obbligato, a counter melody in the euphonium, and then we finish with a flourish.
man. Beautiful.
Turns out there's more to tell. He said, "Oh, that was last year's bio." This is such a pleasure to introduce our next artist. Steve Jacobson earned his master's degree in cello performance from the Manhattan School, and we discussed today that he got his bachelor's at Purchase, and I had just started teaching there around time he was getting his undergrad there. He had attended, like I said, he attended Purchase and then got his master's at Manhattan School. Performed internationally with ensembles including the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra and the Annapolis Symphony. For the last 20 years, Steve's primary career has been as nonprofit executive, serving in senior leadership roles for the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, Shriver Hall Concert Series at Johns Hopkins University, Manhattan School of Music, the New School, and the Museum of Jewish Heritage. He still finds time to practice, though, and you're going to love what he plays for you now. He lives in the Heathcote neighborhood with his wife, plastic surgeon Dr. Maura Reinblatt, and their 2 children. Steve, you want to just tell them what you're going to play?
Absolutely. Excuse me. So I'm very happy to be here and to play for you the Sarabande from the first suite for unaccompanied cello in G major. These Sarabandes are relatively short, but they embody a whole world. This one in the key of G major is upward feeling, but it's also very introspective and searching, and I'm just very pleased to be here to play for you. Thank you.
okay when you hear Bach. You know, you probably know that the great cellist Pablo Casals was the first to perform the cello suites as, actual performance pieces. And I'm reminded of, he was, a great musician, lived a long time, and in his 90s, he was still practicing every day. And somebody said, well, A, you're great. B, you're 90. Why are you still practicing? And he said, because I think I'm making progress. And boy, I know how he feels. Well, not about the progress part. I'm still working on that. Anyway, next, we have a wonderful singer to come and join us. This is Jamie Roitman, who moved with her family to Scarsdale in March 2020 from the Upper West Side. The Upper Best Side, right? Isn't that what we like to say? Jamie and her husband, Mark, have 3 young sons and 2 mini golden doodles. She tore herself away from the latter to come here today. She received her BA in vocal performance from Muhlenberg College in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and she sings with small opera companies in the New York City area. Oh, is it Allentown? What am I thinking of? Oh, Franklin and Marshall. That's right. My mistake. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. You know, there's supposed to be an invisible wall here, man. Anyway, come on up, Jamie, and tell them what we're going to do together.
Okay. Thank you for having me. My 3 little ones are over there, so one of them is noisier than the rest, but I'm still happy they're here. I'm going to sing for you the Mourner's Kaddish, which seems to be especially appropriate on the high holiday. But this version is written by Maurice Ravel, which many don't know, that he set a version of the Mourner's Kaddish to a tune. He was commissioned by a Jewish soprano to write this version, and it's really beautiful. So I'm really happy to share it with you today.
Are you going to look at the music?
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
Okay, so put it this way so you can face it.
It guards
You know, there's the story about George Gershwin going to Paris to study orchestration with Ravel. And Ravel said, now hold on, how much did you make last year? I think maybe not. And it's too bad because Gershwin, he did turn out to be a wonderful orchestrator on Porgy and Bess. That was the first piece that he orchestrated, and of course it's beautiful orchestration. Next, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce someone who started violin at age 4, and she began her studies on viola at age 8. She grew up in Scarsdale and attended Hofbartelsen through high school, graduated from Vanderbilt University's Blair School of Music for her undergrad, and completed her master's at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. She's now at Stony Brook, where she's working on her DMA, Doctor of Musical Arts. She's performed and worked with groups such as One Found Sound, which is a chamber orchestra based in San Francisco, the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields, the Aspen Music Festival and School, and Fontainebleau Schools of Music and Fine Arts in France, as well as performed at Alice Tully Hall with her piano quartet as a winner of the 33rd Annual Young Musicians Concert. It's my great pleasure to introduce you Rachel Haber. Rachel Haber.
There it is. It's an honor to be playing at the synagogue that I grew up going to. I went to sharing Shabbat every weekend, was inspired by the music, and it's really so amazing being on this bima, getting to perform what I love doing literally every day. So I'm going to be playing Shostakovich's Romance from the Gadfly Suite. My dad told me I've never played at this musical meditation, but he's always like, this is the time people get hungry. So I wanted to choose something. So I wanted to choose something pretty to listen to, easy listening. So this is a beautiful little melody. I actually got to play with one of my best friends in San Francisco, and now I'm getting to play with one of my biggest musical inspirations, Pete. So this is truly an honor. Yeah, that'd be good. I don't want to hit it. Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful, huh? Golly. Okay, next is a friend of long standing here at the temple. Been able to work with her on occasion when I've accompanied various choirs here, and I've always, if you have ever directed a choir or any kind of a musical ensemble, or I guess ever led anything, and you see certain faces there, you know everything's going to be okay. And that's kind of always the way I feel when I see Harriet Racklin's face in any performing ensemble. Today she's going to sing a couple of solos. Just to tell you, she's another one who got her musical undergrad at Purchase, and then she went on to the Manhattan School, and she has degrees in vocal performance from both those places. She's performed in area churches and synagogues, various concerts, including soloists at Carnegie Recital Hall. At WRT, she's past president of the Women of Reformed Judaism and chairs the Thanksgiving dinner for the visually impaired, and she's done that for many years. She lives in Scarsdale, 25 years now, with her husband, Doug, whose bar mitzvah was right here in 1976 with Rabbi Stern. They have 2 adult children, Amanda and Joss, and she enjoys golf and spending time with her dog, Max. You know, I don't hear anybody talk about cats, and everybody talks about their dog. My father used to say that. Everyone always says, "Hi, Mom. What about me?" Anyway, this is Harriet Racklin.
Sure. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm going to be singing 2 songs that are actually composed by Maestro Malinverni, and thinking about what might be appropriate to sing today, and liking the challenge of learning some new music, I reached out to Pete to see if he had anything that would fit the bill, and he sent me 5 songs, all settings of poems by James Weldon Johnson. And they're all absolutely exquisite. A little kind of different styles, each one. But we chose 2. And I don't know if you want to say anything else about them, but here it goes.
I think it was Erev Rosh Hashanah service. I was playing and I looked and I saw so many people here, and yet for each person, I could swear I saw like a little cloud around them of those of whom they were thinking, those whom they were remembering. And it really brought home to me, you know, what it's all about, really. And I'm going to offer you something now that is perhaps not something typical that you're going to hear in a temple, but I think they're all different kinds of love songs, and some of them are about love lost. You know, and I'm not just talking about the sadness of, say, a romantic breakup. I'm talking about when someone you really love isn't here anymore and they live in your memory. And so that's what this song is about, and I hope you like it. It's called These Foolish Things Remind Me of You. One more big thank you to the guys who are doing the sound. It's really, you know, it's like you can't tell they're here, and that's an indication of how good they are. A cigarette that bears a lipstick's traces, airline ticket to romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment, those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant, a fairground's painted strings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me, and when you did that to me, I knew somehow it was meant to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer, a telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. I want to be sure to thank our wonderful cantor, Isaac Sonadasor, without whom, yeah, he made it happen, so God bless and thanks so much. And how about this wonderful group of performers today? Wow. Beautiful. I wish you all, my dear brothers and sisters, a happy new year. May it be a sweet one for you and your families.